All right, guys, welcome to our Team Fearless call. I wanted to go over tonight, top 10 ways to get more engagement on social media because I'm in this special training right now and trying to take really good notes to share what I'm learning because social media is an art. It really is. It's an art of learning how to share ourselves to create branding. But sometimes I think the word branding is a little scary, especially when we're just new to the whole social media scene and building a business. So I wanted to go over these 10 ways to get more engagement. And this can be either on your regular page or your like page. I will say, if you are serious about building this business, then I want to encourage you, from what I'm learning, to get a like page. I have other coach friends who had built their business based off of their regular page, and you can do that to an extent. But really, honestly, in the long run, building on a like page is what's going to get you the most engagement because, like I was talking to Amanda on the phone today, it really is about reaching out to people that you might otherwise not have the ability to reach. And the best way to do that is going to be through a like page. And we're going to be learning together step by step everything that we need in order to get it to grow. So the first step was last week where we talked about getting your cover photo set up. I think most of us know how to set up a like page. If you don't, let me know and I can get you a link to training that we did on that. But getting that cover photo that kind of says who you are. And then the next step is actually putting content on your like page. If you've worked in the corporate world, it is, I worked in the corporate world. So when I started doing the business, when I started doing Beachbody, I wanted to be professional. So, and I'm speaking more to the newbies. If you've been here if you've been here for a while, you already know this. But when we get started and we're used to being in a professional environment, it's so easy to think, well, I need to be the expert in my field. I need to make sure I'm sharing all this expert information. That's what I did. And I would sometimes almost feel lost over what I should share next. But what this is about is it's not about being the expert. It's about being and creating that branding around who we're reaching out to and knowing that it's about letting people in, letting them see who we really are. About going to the park and running into another mom and saying hi and getting to know her, or maybe even just going to the same park and you watch that mom at the park every single time you come. You see the way she interacts with her kids. You see the way she reaches out to other people. You see the way that she talks to others, and you're inspired by her to where someday you're like, geez, I want to go talk to that mom. She seems pretty darn cool, right? So that's really what we're doing. We're not trying to be the expert person standing there in the park talking about fitness and all that great stuff, but we really are just the mom that's out there sharing, or whatever our market is. I know that we have some ladies on our team or gentlemen who aren't moms, but it really is about reaching out to that person and not the professional side. So let's get right into the 10 ways to get more engagement. And again, this is building on your branding, and which is based on you, who you are, and what makes you you. So let's everybody, I'm muting everyone real quick here. Oh, hi, Joy. All right, so I muted everyone real quick. So the first one is always think about what you can do to get your page to stand out in a good way. So would you want to go to your page and still keep coming back? What am I going to do that's going to help me stand out in the crowd? I will tell you a page that I immediately thought of when I heard this, and one that with my other branding for my book that I've thought about, but that is TobyMac. How many of you guys have seen TobyMac and gone to his website? If you haven't, go to not his website, his like page. Go to TobyMac's like page. Every single day or every other day or whatever, he's posting an inspirational post. And all it is it's a photo with a filter over it and quotes. Some of these are quotes we've all heard a million times over. but he does it with his hashtag Speak Life, and then Toby Mac. And I found myself going back for inspiration on a regular basis. And then when I started really thinking about what is it that would make people want to come back to my page, I thought about Toby Mac. He provides something that I want to go back to. Or think about a like page that you frequent. Maybe someone is constantly giving really good recipes or good 21-day fix tips that they use personally. Or maybe it's, I remember seeing one, I was at Scary Mommy, has some funny blog articles. You can go there to get something like that. So it's figuring out what is it that's going to keep people coming back. And so there's 3 things that each of your posts should do. It should do, and that's one of these 3. It should either inform. So by doing this will result in this. By doing this, creating this meal or creating it this way will create whatever. So it's informing, educating. So it's teaching how you do the perfect push-up. That's things like that, like how to do a perfect push-up, or teaching anything like that, or entertaining, humor, story, something that helps them to connect with you. And when I say inform, educate, and entertain, it can be sharing something. It can be sharing something special. I will answer that in a second, Angie. It can be sharing something special about your family, about your kids, any of that, really. So, but always making sure that we're not just throwing something up there for the sake of throwing something up there. It will never be like if you have someone come to your page and you just don't have anything, you don't have 3 posts in one day, but you have one really good post. That's going to be a lot better than having 3 posts and having 2 of them be ones you slapped up there just so you could have a post up there. It is about quality. It is not about quantity. And we do want to aim for 2 to 3 posts a day. We do. And there's going to be days when we don't get that in, but I would much rather see you not post than post something that adds no value. The second thing is, dun, 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 dun. I like that, my little dun, 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 dun. That's right. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Before I give that second thing, how can you get your posts to show up in people's news feeds from your like page? Part of that will be tagging yourself. You can do that. And part of it is by providing really good content and getting people to comment and like. If you post something and you don't get any comments and likes right away, you can always message your friends, message your parents, your family members, whoever, and say, hey, would you do me a favor and like and comment on this so I can build the feed up? That's something that Jesse Regan actually suggested doing. I've done it a couple times.
So it used to be that the pages I had liked on Facebook would show up in my news feed. But when they changed the whatever it's called, when they changed that, now they don't show up. I have to actually go search them out to find them if I want to look them up. They don't just automatically show up. Like I used to share posts from other people, and now they don't even show up in my newsfeed anymore like they used to.
Who do you get?
I get almost no newsfeed things from business posts from like pages.
Any? You say you get scary. You still get Scary Mommy or no?
No, I get Scary Mommy's Instagram posts because the Instagram what's that called? What's the thing called where the formula?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The Instagram formula is different. All the posts show up in Instagram. It doesn't come up as a business or a like page, so they all come up.
Yeah.
So in Instagram, I see all of Scary Mommy stuff. I don't see any of it in my Facebook newsfeed. And I liked Scary Mommy. I go in and I interact with their stuff. I never see their posts on my Facebook page.
You follow
I get all their Instagram ones.
I think that it might be important then to follow them, and then for you to ask people to follow you, like to where you get notified every time they post. And Amanda said that social media today has has algorithms.
That's the word I wanted, algorithm.
That's really great. Amanda, if you see articles like that are helpful, do you mind sharing them in Team Fearless? That would be really helpful. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so
I've been super frustrated with that. And even just super frustrated that I don't get the feeds that I used to get that I liked. Like, I don't even get the information that I used to get.
Sorry. I think that everything I have read and heard says it's all about engagement and then ads. So really building and adding value. And then we're going to be learning about ads. As I learn about ads, I will be doing calls, team calls, to explain how to do them. So right now I want you guys to be working on content and really practicing and learning how to present yourself. So the first thing is, again, always think about what you can do to get your page to stand out in a good way by informing, educating, entertaining. The second is show your face. You have to start to brand yourself and let people know who you really are. And I know for beginner coaches, this can be really hard because we're not used to doing all the selfies. It feels like it's, oh gosh, Angie, what's the word? When you take a selfie and you're a narcissist. There you go. I feel like I'm playing that game Taboo. Okay. It feels like a little bit like narcissism, but really, in all honesty, what I have discovered over time, because I felt that way, I was really nervous about constantly taking selfies. And we do need to balance, okay? But what I've learned over time is that Facebook is another world. Social media is another world. We're presenting ourselves in an online world where we cannot physically be. So in order for people to connect with us, they have to be able to see our face. A good book to read to understand like those kinds of connections would be The Charisma Myth. I love that book because it has taught me so much about knowing how to reach out to others and what matters. So micro expressions on our face we're created with these micro expressions. So back in the day, like this is my brain on Shakeology. I should be good. No, but back in the Stone Age, okay, when we were first created, we were created to be able to see someone and immediately make a judgment. This is good. This is dangerous. This person is a danger and I need to beware. Okay. That's the way we were created. And it's by looking at the micro expressions, the body language, and all of that we can tell that. So when we're posting on social media and we're not putting our face up, people don't get to connect with us. They connect with what we say. It's like hearing a voice, but not knowing the face or anything behind it. They're not even that because they don't hear the emotion. But when we put our face up and give facial expressions, they say put emotion on your face. You know what? When you're informing and you're giving entertaining or whatever, tell a story with your face. Like that. Those pictures were like, we all do those pictures were like, huh? Or whatever it is, show the excitement, show the whatever it is that you're trying to relate, and figure out what is it that makes you you. When you're talking to someone, you make those faces, think about it, and then don't be afraid to take a picture and show that, because then when you say, I was really thinking about this today, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so gross when blah, blah, blah. You can be like, but having a look on your face helps people to connect the emotion with what you're saying. And it helps them to connect with you, which is really important in branding yourself and letting people know who you really are. Incorporate your children in there. Again, it's like being that woman at the park that people are watching but not necessarily saying hi to yet. Let them see who you are. Put some humor into your post and you get more engagement. So that's number 2. Show your face and start to brand yourself and let people know who you really are. Number 3, you guys have mostly heard this before, and that is share your story and be vulnerable. Talk about your journey, what's really going on in your life. Be you. Don't copy other people. Just be you and speak for the heart. And I want to say something about that real quick because, I've seen a lot of coaches who will follow other coaches and try to copy what they're doing. Now, it's one thing to look at someone who's got it right and got social media right and they've got things down and to say, oh, I like the way that they express themselves in this manner. I like the way they go about it. But taking what they're doing and making it our own in that sense. Really, honestly, making it our own so that we're not coming off as someone who we really aren't, because people will see through that. If we try to project that we're someone who we really aren't, people will see through that. But when we open up and become vulnerable and talk about our journey, people connect with us because there are so many out there who have the same struggles and the same similar lifestyles as we do, and they're just waiting to feel like they're not alone. So you know what? If you have struggled with self-hate in the past, talk about it. If you have, a bunch of tiger stripes on your stomach from having kids, talk about it. People don't connect with perfect because no one's perfect. The more that we show the real us, the more that people will connect. And, a really big thing and that we need to remember is because we have to share our ups and downs. We have to talk about our journey along the way. But there's something that Tracy Morrow said that I really, really liked. And she said, we want to share our struggles, but we don't want to share them until we've overcome. So if we're having a really rough day and we are like, what the heck am I going to post on social media? This is the worst day ever. Find a way to turn that day around. Whether it's getting your workout in or listening to personal development or going out and spending time with your kids and taking a walk. And then you post on Facebook. You know what? I had a really crappy start to my day. Yeah, I woke up and I was just struggling with self-hate. And exactly, but you want to say after you've overcome that. And you definitely want to make sure that you're just sharing straight from the heart. I woke up and I was just struggling. It was a really hard day. I wanted to just sit on the couch, eat my potato chips, watch Netflix, and just give in to the struggle. But I knew that if I got my workout in, that I would feel better. So I pushed play. I am so glad I did because my attitude's turned around. I'm out with my kids outside, and my day has gotten so much better. So it's finding those areas of your life that you've struggled and and not being afraid to share it. But like Angie said, not oversharing, but share who you are. Be real. And if you have a question, if you want to share something about you and you're not sure about it, reach out to your coach, reach out to me. We can help you figure out the best way to put it down. But a really great example is when I was doing my, when I first posted about my eating disorder. I had conquered it already, but I was still extremely nervous about making that post because I was afraid of being judged. But what I found was by sharing it in the light of having overcome it. If I had shared it and I had not overcome it, I would have been just a hot, stinking mess, but I had overcome it already. And to be able to share about that and share about the journey to overcoming that was huge. So a really great one that a lot of us moms can relate to is dealing with the voices of self-hate. Like having struggled with that, then we get control of that through fitness and personal development, and we learn to change those tapes. So when we do that, sharing that, I really used to struggle with speaking negatively to myself. I was constantly doing that. And then I started listening to personal development. I've overcome. Anyway, sharing that stuff, being on government assistance in the past, having suffered from some sort of verbal or physical abuse, sometimes it's okay to share that because a lot of other people out there, once we've overcome, again, the big things like eating disorders, verbal, physical abuse, that kind of stuff. And this is stuff Jesse Regan was talking about. And he said it's really helped some coaches, but you really have to, it will stress, make sure you have overcome that before you share, so important. So moving on, we're past vulnerability. Yay. We can move on to some fun stuff. Live video, guys, back to the charisma myth. Live video connects us to our audience or our friends, the people who we're constantly adding to our network. Live video helps them to see who we are like that. They can make, and yeah, you knew we were going to talk about live video, Angie Bradley. But live video, really honestly, it takes that from showing the picture and having people kind of get to know us over time by seeing our picture and our face, to not only are they seeing our picture and our face, but they're seeing the micro expressions, they're hearing our voice, the way that we speak, and they can make an immediate judgment on who we are and what we have to share, and they can see that we're sincere. That's why it's so important if you're on live video to make sure you're being sincere, because people can see through it when we're not, that's extremely important. So, and find ways to provide value. Sometimes, I'll get on live video and I will say I have had quite a few people I have quite a few people who reach out to me and tell me they love watching my live videos and they find them inspirational. And honestly, what I've learned is that when I'm in a moment, so let's say I am struggling with going through a really rough time and feeling like I'm not going to get to the end of it, like it's never going to end. Sometimes I'll get on and I'll do a live video. I won't tell them that that's how I'm feeling, but I'm going to say, you know what? I really wanted to share something that's on my heart. And that's that when we're in the midst of the storm, when we're in the struggle, that it's so important to remember that even though we're climbing a mountain, we will get to the top. There is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to take the next step. So I take something I'm going through and I turn it into a message without necessarily letting people know that that is my current struggle. And then when I've overcome, I might actually say something about what the struggle that I went through. For instance, right now I'm dealing with a lot of adversity with my publisher. It's not something that I talk about on Facebook because it's an ugly mess, you know? And if I were to get on there and say, my publisher's doing this, my publisher's doing that, then it would create negativity, you know? So I'm working through it. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm praying through it. And then once I figure out what's happening and once I overcome, then I might share the story. But I sure as heck am not amped. Wow, is that a word? I'm amped going to share it now. I'm not going to share it now. So that's something to really think about. But providing values, Angie did a one on how to make her taco salad. That was super. I loved that one. So easy. It doesn't have to be a deep, in-depth sharing of your soul. If that's who you are and that's what you want to do, then go for it. It might just be something, you know, even something silly. Rebecca's always trying videos of her kids trying to change the baby. I'm like, oh my gosh, did you just put that on live video? It's hilarious. But for each of us, it's something different. But it's figuring that out. Just be consistent and stay you. So number 5 is, I'm going to speed through here a little more, developing your own brand. So know your style. You know, who are you? What kind of faces do you make? You know, kind of like we talked about earlier. You know, like a good example of this would be Jill. Jill always posts these pictures where she's got this huge smile on her face, and it's a Jill smile, and everybody knows when they see that's Jill, and that's who she is. Another really great example would be if having just a few, I don't know, practice in the mirror facial expressions or take some selfies. But when people see your picture come up, they need to know that it's you. So there needs to be a certain sense of consistency, but they need to know that that's you. When you're posting from your like page, there needs to be no question in their mind who that's coming from. And there has to be a bit of a consistency for that. So that's where developing your own brand comes in, using those colors and kind of like some of the keywords and stuff from the branding thing. What is wrong with me and my words today? Oh my gosh, that I posted in Team Fearless. So everybody did that. Using those keywords is what's going to help with your branding and really being consistent with the colors. So you'll see I do a lot of stuff with turquoise and red. I love those colors. I'm pretty consistent with stuff like that, the types of filters that I use on my photos. So also being consistent with that. Number 6, share popular content. This is something that I actually I'd heard, but I'd never really done, and something that I'm going to be starting to do. And that is give to your audience, and it comes back to you. So find videos and content that's gone viral, share it on your like page, and put something personal on there. So one person I put an example in here. One person put a picture of it was a thing that said, if you're if you like this, then you're this type of person. If you like that, then you're that type of person. I don't know. You can put like more, like what kind of coffee are you, you know? And she put, I fall under the loops category. I'm curious, which one are you? Post below. And then she did a down arrow. So taking something that has that, you know, we've seen a lot of those fun things, like which one are you, you know? And which one are you? Post below and put some little comment with it. And then as you continue to post stuff on your like page, and if you start seeing the same person liking things and commenting, that's when it's time to reach out. But find those videos, talk about what it, or those videos or pictures or whatever that's gone viral or will draw people to you, and talk about what it means. Always put thought behind your posts, you know, and make sure you put your personality in it and you show what, you know, part of you. What does it mean to you? What does this picture mean to you? What does this video mean to you? Why do you find it funny? Why do you find it informative? But again, when you're branding, you don't want to just throw something up there. If you're going to put a video on there, you want to let people know why you find it funny. Because again, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I totally connect with Amanda because she thought that was funny and I think it's funny and it's hilarious. And so I'm going to keep coming back to her page because I like the stuff she posts. You're trying to grab the attention of the people who are like you or your avatar. And so everything that we post has to be in line with our personality, because otherwise we're going to end up being all over the place. Number 7, ask questions and comparison photos. So for someone who comes to your page, you know, say thanks for liking this. What would you like to see more of? Outfits. You see them with a lot of Beachbody coaches. Outfits. Which outfit should I wear? I just got this. I'm thinking about getting this necklace or that necklace, or wearing this necklace or that necklace. Which one should I wear? Angie, for you, it might not be that. Okay, I see you shaking your head. Whatever. But there's something you can do. You can be like, so, which homeschool thingy should I use today? Should I wear the black hairband or the brown hairband? I'm not sure. Why don't you tell me which one? I'm kidding. No, but in all reality, there's got to be something that you can do and ask people. I'm thinking about getting a new blender. I've heard so much about the Blendtec and the Vitamix. Which one would you recommend? There you go. That would work, right? Would that work? Yeah, there you go. That would work. Okay. So, and asking those kind of questions and the comparisons, I'm telling you what, when I was doing the Mrs. Virginia pageant, I had so much back and forth because I would ask people questions about what they thought I should wear or which one they liked the best. And I wasn't, you know, I wanted their input. I wanted to see what people had to say, but I wasn't necessarily going to pick the one that they chose. Yeah. Oh, people feel like they can give back. Absolutely. They will engage, especially in live video. That's why it's important when we're doing live video, back to that, Angie, is that when we're doing live video, we see someone's name pop up, to stop for a second, like, hey, Joy, so glad you hopped on here, or hey, Joy, good morning, you know, and then keep going, but talking to people as they hop on. Chalene Johnson's a great example of that. If you ever watch her live videos, you can see exactly what she does. And it's a little awkward sometimes, but when other people do it, I think it's totally normal. So it must be normal when I do it. It just doesn't necessarily feel normal. So if that's how you feel, then just know that. Just do it anyway. So 8, post 3 to 5 times a day and read your reports. This is the Facebook like page. So every post you make, and again, every single post you make, be genuine and be you. Do not just get them done to get them done. Really, honestly, you will lose people that way. Always add value. If you don't really try to connect with people, it doesn't matter what kind of ads you ever put up there on your like page. It won't even matter. The cool thing that you can do is, I've started with my challenge groups, I've started buffering or scheduling all my posts. It's made a huge difference. With a like page, you can actually, if you just take pictures, they were telling me in the Hangouts with this group that they just take a lot of selfies. Whenever they get dressed up, they take a handful of selfies. You know, maybe change your shirt, take a few more, and they just have some so that they can actually schedule posts on the like page ahead of time. And make sure that they're constantly getting some sort of consistent engagement there. So you can do that directly through your like page. You don't have to have buffer to do that, but scheduling posts is huge. Read your reports if you got, once you get your like page going, and we'll talk more about that. I wouldn't worry about that right now. But the cool thing about the reports with like pages is you can keep track of the posts that have gotten the most engagement, have done best for you. And the really cool thing is that we can recycle content. So if you have posts that have done amazing, even on your personal page, and you haven't posted them on your like page yet, you can go back, grab those posts, and actually post them on your like page. And if you need to switch the picture out, switch the picture out. And then if you have a post that does really well on your like page, you know what? The next week, you can go a week and repost that exact same post. And they're saying that people don't even realize it's the exact same post. But if it gets the engagement and it gets people coming to your page, then it's a really easy way to recycle your content and use the stuff that you know is working. And the cool thing about the like page is it will tell you what kind of posts are working and what you can do. And so you'll get the idea of what kind of posts that you want to continue making. So 9, respond to all comments. Yes, scheduling only works for like pages when you do it through Facebook. Absolutely, Joy. Number 9, respond to all comments. This is on your personal page, on your like page. Respond to every comment that people give. Gary Vaynerchuk talked a lot about this. And they said that every post we do should have a question. So giving them a reason to engage. So that's something that maybe if you do a really good post and you come up with a question at the end and you get some engagement, that would be the kind of thing to share in Team Fearless and to share with everyone and say, hey, I did this and I had this question and I got a lot of engagement, and perhaps it could be a really good example for other people who are trying to figure out exactly what would be the best way to do that. And again, acknowledging that people are commenting on your page and your posts, and you can even send someone a message and say, hey, thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate all the comments and likes. And again, it starts a conversation. So you're laughing, Angie, like we know what you're talking about. Oh, hi. He's listening to the call. Nice. Okay. So number 10. Always provide value. So give, give, give. Always think of what's in it for the fans, what's in it for the audience, what will they think, what's in it for me. Live video, again, it's so important. Have a list of some stuff you want to talk about. So keep a running list. 5 spices you should be using every day. What your favorite, top 5 favorite PD, any of that stuff. But anything that's going to help add value. I mean, one person had things to give up to create more happiness. And something I learned from some of the training I did years ago was it's often really great to say 3 things, 5 things, 7 things. That's why you'll often see on some of those top blog or magazine websites, they'll be like 5 things you need to learn for blah, 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 or 10 things you need, or 3 things. When you give a number, psychologically, it makes people wonder, oh, what are those 3 things? Always leave people questioning what it is that you're going to talk about when you're doing live video. So if they want to click on it, creates that curiosity and they want to click on it. So again, answer questions in the live video. It makes people feel special. If someone asks a question on the page, you can even make a live video tagging them in a post. So if someone asks a question, make a live video that's a response video and tag them. It makes them feel really special, and it answers the question and it creates more engagement. One person posted like a squat challenge on their like page with their name and their like page information on it. And they got so much interest in just that one picture, they ended up doing a free group. Again, this is stuff that builds over time as we build that engagement and people get to understand who we are and what makes us us. So one thing that I heard this week was that you don't have to create anything new. You just have to say, I heard this. Yes. Angie, that was in the one that you shared with me, I think, too, the one podcast that you shared. But yeah, we don't have to share anything new. Really, we can just listen to our PD for the day and then go regurgitate it in a live video. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you repeat yourself. That's right. And people do. They include their family. You know, there is controversy, and that's a question that everybody has to kind of figure out. I guess for me, I figured out that, geez, I feel like it's kind of inescapable. That being online is kind of inescapable, and there's, I don't know, I think it's kind of a question that you have to ask yourself if you're comfortable with or not. I've seen a lot of people do it. I have not heard anything negative at this point from any of my friends in Beachbody that have been doing it for, making sure you post you, exactly. Post you, and I mean, I would say you and the kids, you know, it's part of who you are. But I haven't heard any Beachbody coaches that I've known in the last 4 years. I've not heard anyone say that they've had any negativity. Yeah, I don't post bath pictures. I don't even post, like, I would post a diaper picture with Augie, but if Jack's running around without a shirt on, I don't even post that. And she's only 4. So I really am very careful about them having all their clothes on. You know, and my older girls, I don't really, yeah, I'm trying to be careful. I think it's something we figure out as we navigate. But anyway, real quick, just over again, the top 10 ways to get more engagement. Always think about what you can do to get your page to stand out in a good way. So by informing, educating, entertaining, again, look at Toby Mac. Number 2, show your face. Start to brand yourself and let people know who you really are. You have to show your beautiful face. Number 3, and I'm reading here as I'm doing this, share your story and be vulnerable. If you have any questions about that, reach out to me. I can get you some good PD. You can share some of your story with me. We can come up with a strategy. I would love to help you out with that. So let me know. Number 4, do a live video. Be real. Number 5, developing your own brand. Number 6, share other popular content. Number 7, ask questions. Show comparison photos. So get that kind of engagement. People want to have a say in your life. People just always want to have a say. Number 8, post 3 to 5 times a day and read your like page reports if you have a like page. Number 7, respond to all comments. And number 10, always provide value. So give. And it's okay to recycle content. So if you have a post that does really well, repost it in a week. People won't know. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Does anyone have any other questions about the social media? Anyone have any other questions? Nope.
I do.
Okay.
3 to 5 times a day on your personal page or on your like page or on your Instagram, or how do you do that? Because I was under the impression what I've been doing is 3 times a day on my personal page, once a day on my like page, or my Instagram. So I go back and forth because a lot of the same people follow it. So I don't do.
Yeah, as I'm learning about like pages, because I used to say that would be great. But as I'm learning about like pages, and again, I am learning this stuff, and I get a little nervous teaching stuff while I'm learning it. But I have seen people in this training, as they learn, do really well. And what I've understood is that in the long run, the like page is going to be the main thing. So I would say
3 times a day on the like page and once or twice on my personal page?
Yeah. I would do more on the like page and less.
I just have a harder time wrapping my head around what to put there compared to what to put on my personal page, that's no big deal. I can do that.
Do the same.
On my like page, it seems like a different animal to me. And so it's harder for me to figure out what to put there.
And that's the struggle. And I get it. I totally understand that, because
I can only spread myself so thin though.
No, I wouldn't spread yourself thinner. I would just change your algorithm and put a little bit more towards your like page.
Okay.
And it's just sharing you. It's like, it's all those things. It's sharing pieces of you. It's the same stuff that you're doing on your regular page, but you're putting on your like page, because eventually we're going to learn how to use ads to draw people into your like page. And they're going to need to be able to go there and see who Angie Bradley is. They're going to have to know who you are, just as if they're going to your regular page.
Okay.
So all you're doing is switching it up.
Okay.
We're doing it together. We're going to do this.
Amanda asked about Twitter.
Yeah, how?
And
I don't know whether it's worth it to do Twitter or how many people.
So what I've read is that pick your poison and do that well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of what I've read, is that, like, that's why I was doing Facebook and Instagram, because I was already there.
Yeah.
And so that's why I picked Instagram. But in Twitter, you're discoverable, like in Facebook and in Instagram. So if Twitter's your thing, do Twitter. Like, it's not my thing. Like, I can't hardly use it. I'm like a Twitter moron.
Building the relationships and drawing people in. I think Facebook's kind of like the hub we've been using, because of all the messaging and the forming and that takes place. That doesn't mean you can't form with Twitter. I have not used it in years, but I did used to tweet a lot. You can still do that, but I would say the easiest way to get started would probably be more with Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
It also might depend on your audience. If you're looking for 16 to 20-year-olds, you need to be tweeting. My son, who's 18, doesn't go on Facebook. He used to go on Facebook. He's like, Facebook's for old people. I don't go on Facebook. He uses Instagram and Twitter exclusively.
I know Instagram is huge for the younger crowd. Like Instagram, they say it really is the place to go. So,
yeah.
Yep. But the cool thing about the like page, that's why I'm saying I would definitely put more emphasis on your like page. If you're in this for the long haul and you're having a like page, is because the targeting with ads with a Facebook like page is out of this world. And you can't do that with any of the other platforms. I think Instagram, they're starting maybe, but Facebook is going to give you the best there.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
You guys all good?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming to the call tonight. So good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.